Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radhe Gaur Premanande Hari 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 Bol वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्राहेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेव्या भागवतोत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिः भवति नैष्टिकी Reading from Upadeshamrita, verse number 11. One moment. Okay. कृष्णाय शोचे प्रणयवसति प्रेयस्येभ्यपि राधा कुण्डं च अस्य मुनिभिः अभिततादिकेव व्यदहि यत्प्रेष्यपि अलम् असुलभं किं पुनः भक्तिभाजाम् तत्प्रेमदां साकृदपि सरहस्नातु अभिष्करोति कृष्णा यस्योच्च हि प्रणय वसति प्रेयस्यभ्यपि राधा कुण्डं च अस्य मुनिभिः अभितक्तादिगेव व्यदहि यत्प्रेष्टयपि अलमसुलभं किं पुनः भक्तिभाजाम् तत्प्रेमिदां साकृदपि सरस्नातु अविष्करोति कृष्णा यस्योच्च हि प्रणय वसति प्रेयस्यभ्यपि राधा कुण्डं च अस्य मुनिभिः अभिततादिगेव व्यदहि यत्प्रेष्यपि अलमसुलभं किं पुनः भक्तिभाजाम् तत्प्रेमिदां साकृदपि सरस्नातु अविष्करोति Krishnasya of Lord Krishna. I'm just trying to figure out how we can. Yeah. Ah. Uchchahi, very highly. Pranaya vasati, object of love. Priyasi abhyaha, out of the many lovable gopis. Api, certainly. Radha, Srimati Radharani. Kundam, lake. Cha, also. Asyaha, of her. Muni be by great sages, abhitaha in all respects. Sadrik eva, similarly, Vyadahi is described, yet which, prestai by the most advanced devotees, api, even, alam, enough, asulbham, difficult to obtain, kim, what, munaha, again, bhakti bhajam, for persons engaged in devotional service. Tat, that, prema, love of Godhead. Idam, this, Sakrit once, api even, Saraha lake, Snatu of one who has bathed, Aviskaroti arouses. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Of the many objects of favor delight, and of all the lovable damsels of Rajbhumi, Srimati Radharani is certainly the most treasured object of Krishna's love, and in every respect her divine kunda is described by great sages as similarly dear to him. Undoubtedly, Radhakund is very rarely attained even by the great devotees. Therefore, it is even more difficult for ordinary devotees to attain. If one simply bathes once within those holy waters, one's pure love of Krishna is fully aroused. Why is Radhakund so exalted? The lake is so exalted because it belongs to Srimati Radharani, who is the most beloved object of Sri Krishna. Among all the gopis, she is the most beloved. Similarly, a lake, Sri Radhakund, is also described by great sages as the lake that is as dear to Krishna as Radha herself. Indeed, Krishna's love for Radhakund and Srimati Radharani is the same in all respects. Radhakund is very rarely attained even by great personalities fully engaged in devotional service. Not to speak of ordinary devotees who are only engaged in the practice of Vaidhi Bhakti. It is stated that a devotee will at once develop pure love of Krishna in the wake of the gopis. If he once takes a bath in Radhakund, Srila Rupa Goswami recommends that even if one cannot live permanently on the banks of Radhakund, he should at least take a bath in the lake as many times as possible. This is the most important item in the execution of devotional service. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in this connection that Sri Radhakund is the most select place for those interested in advancing their devotional service. In the wake of the lady friends, Sakhis, and confidential serving maids, Manjaris of Srimati Radhani. Living entities, hold on for yeah. So Rupa Goswami recommends that even if one cannot live permanently on the banks of Radhakund, he should at least take a bath in the lake as many times as possible. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in this connection that Sri Radhakund is the most select place for those interested in advancing their devotional service. In the wake of the lady friends, Sakhis, and confidential serving maids, Manjaris of Srimati Radharani. Living entities who are eager to return home to the transcendental kingdom of God, Goloka Vrindavan, by means of attaining their spiritual bodies, Siddha they should live at Radhakund, take shelter of the confidential serving maids of Sri Radha, and under their direction engage constantly in her service. This is the most exalted method for those engaged in devotional service under the protection of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this connection, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes that even great sages and great devotees like Narada and Sanaka do not get an opportunity to come to Radhakund to take their baths. What then to speak of ordinary devotees? If by great fortune one gets an opportunity to come to Radhakund and bathe even once, he can develop his transcendental love for Krishna, exactly as the gopis did. It is also recommended that one should live on the banks of Radhakund and should be absorbed in the loving service of the Lord. Hold on for one moment. Yeah. Where were we? Living entities who are eager to return home to transcend the kingdom of God, Golaka Vrindavan, by means of attaining the spiritual body, Siddha Deha, should live at Radhakund. Take shelter of the confidence of serving maids of Sri Radha, and under that direction engage constantly in her service. This is the most exalted method for those engaged in devotional service under the protection of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this connection, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes that even great sages and great devotees like Narada and Sanaka do not get an opportunity to come to Radhakund to take their baths. What then to speak of ordinary devotees? If by great fortune one gets an opportunity to come to Radhakund and bathe even once, he can develop his transcendental love for Krishna, exactly as the gopis did. It is also recommended that one should live on the banks of Radhakund and should be absorbed in the loving service of the Lord. One should bathe there regularly and give up all material conceptions, taking shelter of Sri Radha and her assistant gopis. If one is thus constantly engaged during his lifetime, after giving up the body, he will return back to Godhead to serve Sri Radha in the same way as he contemplated during his life on the banks of Radhakund. The conclusion is that to live on the banks of the Radhakund and to bathe there daily constitutes the highest perfection of devotional service. It is a difficult position to attain even for great sages and devotees like Narada. Thus, there is no limit to the glory of Sri Radhakund. By serving Radhakund, one can get an opportunity to become an assistant of Srimati Radharani under the eternal guidance of the gopis. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurmitan Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Saklajatam Sagana Raghunatamitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Paryana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pradhan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Bhaisya Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Okay. This wonderful Upadeshamrita written by our Acharyas, Srila Rupa Goswami. And this is the final verse, short summary. It begins with, initially the qualifications of a spiritual master, right? Vacho Vegam Manashakrodha Vegam. And then, what are unfavorable things to bhakti one should try to avoid. So there are 6 urges and 6 vices which one should try to avoid. And Adopt that which is favorable to bhakti, the six virtues, utsaha, nishchaya, dhairya, tat tat karma, pravartana, right? Six loving exchanges, dadati, pratigranati, guhyam, akhyati, prichati, right? Three types of devotees and how to respect them, kanishta, madhyama, and uttama adhikari. Not seeing devotees from material vision, as explained in the six words, and awakening the dormant taste for Krishna's name by chanting the holy name of the Lord. So we see that in the initial verses it starts with Vaidhi Bhakti. Vaidhi Bhakti means Bhakti performed with rules and regulations. And that Vaidhi Bhakti is of two types, the Sadhana Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti, spontaneous devotion, where the dormant taste for Krishna's name is awakened, which is in the seventh verse. And then from 8th to 11th verse, we see more about bhava to prema. The top, especially the 11th verse is the topmost verse about prema bhakti, right? Um, 8th verse starts with staying in Braj and following the devotees of Braj, residing in the holiest spot. And which is the holiest spot? Radhakund is established as the holiest spot. And the topmost devotee is established as Srimati Radharani. And bathing in Sri Radhakund and taking shelter of Srimati Radharani is considered the topmost, as explained in this verse. So that's the nutshell of this Upadeshamrita from Shraddha to Prema in these 11 verses. Text 1 to 3, he talks about Shraddha, the stage of faith, and then how we can form up that faith with Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivriti, Nishta, Ruchi, and then coming to the stage of complete attachment of this devotional practice as Asakti, and then Bhava to Prem. Right. So, Sadhana Bhakti, as we saw, verse 1 to 7, Raghunaga Bhakti, verse 8, and Bhava and Prema Bhakti, verse 9 to 11. Progressive stages of devotional journey is completely explained in Upadesamrita. Right. And Prema Bhakti is a mature, pure love of Krishna. Now, the hierarchy of the spiritual world is also established in our previous verses, where the topmost is considered as Radha Kunda. Now, just a snapshot of Radha Kunda, we see a demon, Aristasur, is killed, who comes in the form of a bull, is killed by Lord Krishna at this particular place. And then the gopis kind of insist Lord Krishna that, hey, they cannot associate with Lord Krishna because though it was a demon, it was a bull, who is considered the father. Right? Bull is considered the father of humanity. So he needs to take a bath in holy rivers, and then they will associate with him. And Lord Krishna immediately calls all the holy rivers, right, to come there. They come, and that becomes Shamakund. Then after he takes bath in Shamakund, he tells the gopis that, hey, since you were also the witness of my killing Aristasur, you were also you also have a part in that sinful activities. So you also need to take bath in the holy river. So Okay, I have invoked all the holy rivers in my kund, Shyam Kund, so you can take bath in Shyam Kund. And the gopis say, hey, no, that's completely filled with namans. Your sins, no, we are not going to take bath in there. So they started digging uh, this Radhakund with their bangles. That's why the inner part of Radhakund is called Kanchan Kund. It's dug by the bangles, right? And after digging it, then they said, okay, where the water is going to come from? The Krishna said, oh, from Shamkund, I can have all the holy rivers come there. So they said, no. So they started bringing pots of water from Manasi Ganga and they started filling Radhakund. And then when it was filled, then no, um, they accepted the offer of Lord Krishna, allowed also all the holy rivers to come because the holy rivers also pleaded that please give us a place in this topmost place in this spiritual realm, which appears in this material realm, right? Bhumandala. So Srimati Radhani agrees and allows all the holy rivers to come to her kund, Radha Kund. So Radha Kund is considered as the molten prema of Srimati Radharani. The Ashtakaliya Leela of Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani takes place there. So that's why all our sages consider that as the topmost place, which is not even now achievable by in their form by Narad Muni, by Lord Shiva. No, means in their form, they cannot enter near the banks of Radhakund. Right. Over the time, that place was almost lost. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested that particular place again and instructed Raghunath Das Goswami to excavate that place, and that's what in current form Radha Kund and Shyam Kund are there. So hierarchy of holy places, Radha Kund at the foot of Govardhan Hill. Advanced souls reside there. It was rediscovered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and excavated by the six Goswamis as the site of many loving pastimes and most dear to the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Right. Okay. So in text 11, these words we see about Srila Prabhupada mentions in the Prabhupada why Radha Kund is so topmost because it belongs to Srimati Radharani, who is the most beloved gopi. Of all the devotees, the gopis are considered the most advanced, and of all the gopis, Srimati Radharani is considered the most advanced, right? And is very dear to Lord Krishna. He is we see he is of the internal energy of the Supreme Lord, which is classified as Ladini Sakti, Samvit Sakti, Sandhini Sakti. Srimati Radharani is the controller of the Ladini Sakti of the Supreme Lord, the pleasure potency of the Supreme Lord, and it's mentioned as non-different than Lord Krishna. Srimati Radharani is non-different than Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna in the feminine form is Srimati Radharani, right? So there's unlimited glories of Radha Krishna and Srimati Radharani. And it's very rarely attained, this place. So that's why we see that these glories of Radhakund is mentioned not in the first verse or second verse, it's mentioned all the way in the 11th verse. Right? After going through this Vaidhi Bhakti process from first verse to 10 verses before one can come to the topmost platform of Radhakund. Just like Srimad Bhagavatam, one cannot go directly to 10 canto and the Raslila pastimes of the Supreme Lord. One needs to gradually go there By advancing spiritually within, going through first canto, second canto, third canto, and coming to that realization before you come to understand about Lord Krishna's pastimes, and especially the Ras Lila pastimes. Right. Similarly, Radha Kund is also like that, topmost. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati writes, that's why. It is not for ordinary devotees, not even Narada or Sanaka can approach Radha Kund. It's only for the great, fortunate souls, which is approachable. And Srila Prabhupada, personally, we see in his instructions, though he translated and gave purport of these words, in his personal instruction, he kind of, when he saw that is the how it is inhabited by this Radhakund Babajis, who ultimately, on the pretext of these words, try to stay on the banks of Radhakund, but at the same time, they have not given up their material desires, material contamination, and as a result, the smoking bidi and having intimate association with the opposite sex. So he forbade his disciples to go like that or even swim in Radhakund. It's not where you can just go there with a spirit of that, oh, I just want to swim in this water. No. It needs to be approached with utmost reverence, right? Radhakund has to be approached with utmost reverence and um, taken permission before you enter in. By giving Sashrang Danvat, you take permission of Srimati Radharani and take 3 drops on your head before you enter in. Otherwise, no, that is not advisable. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also writes that those interested in advanced devotional service, for them to go to Radha Kund is good. Interested in advanced devotional service, not for just, oh, okay, I also went to Radha Kund. Not like that. I also went to Shyam Kund. I remember going with my spiritual master one time. We walked towards Radha Kund. He did not even want to see on the right where the Kund is. Instead, we went to the Gopal Mandir and there were devotees there and we were hearing the pastimes of Radha Kund, right? Instead of sportfully going and having, means entering into this amorous pastimes of the Supreme Lord without proper advancement. So, so one should go in that mood of service that I want to serve Srimati Radharani. I want to serve the Sakhis of Srimati Radharani. I want to serve the Manjaris of Srimati Radharani. And go there, chant there nicely. under the protection of Mahaprabhu and those who are really eager to go back to Godhead. For them, this is a good place, right? Yeah. So, how to serve Radha Kund? Bathing in a reverential mood as many times as possible. Most important devotional service, residing there, serving under the maids of Srimati Radhani, and giving up all material conceptions. That's the most important part. Giving up all material conceptions. in loving service of the Supreme Lord. And what would be the result? Uh, they will get special mercy of the gopis and will return to Godhead uh, by the mercy of Srimati Radhani and serve Srimati Radhani under the supervision of her associates. That's why in these words is mentioned Krishna is a Suche Pranaya Vasati Priyasi Abhyopi Radha, of the many objects of favor and of all the loving. Let me get this thing out. And of all the lovable damsels of Braj, Radharani is the most treasured object of Krishna's love. Similarly, Radha's divine kund is very dear to Krishna as described by the sages. Radha kund is rarely attained even by the prema bhaktis like Narada. What to speak of ordinary devotees practicing Vaidhi bhakti. Right. So we went over this. Srila Prabhupada mentions in a letter, there is no harm, but they should understand what is Radhakund and how to deal with Radhakund. Raghunath Das Goswami showed us how to live at Radhakund. Sankhya Purvaka Namagana Nati Bi Kalavasina Kitau. He was circumambulating Radhakund, falling down, making a mark that is Radhakund Vasi. Not only counted holy names, but offering obeisances so many hundreds of times to all the saints there. That is Radhakund. The Radhakund is so much Vairagya Ishwar, he can take bath in the Radhakund. First of all, do this like Raghunath Das Goswami and then take bath. Like Srila Prabhupada kind of mentions quite strongly. He also gives an example of his spiritual master that in 1934, when his spiritual master Bhakti Saraswati Maharaj went to Radhakund, everybody kind of felt, oh, okay, he's the founder of these Gaudiya Mats. So let's go and hear Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, and he will talk about these intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna at Radhakund. But instead, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj chose a topic of talking on Upanishads. So that before they come to understand the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, they understand Upanishads. And gradually, the people who had assembled there, they started reducing because he was speaking on Upanishads, and they came with an expectation to hear on more advanced topics. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj mentioned, see their mentality, see their consciousness. They are not living in Radha Kund, they are living in Naraka Kund. Right? Living in Naraka Kund. Right? And Srila Prabhupada mentioned that I have heard this personally. Right? So, who will live at Radha Kund? The topmost devotee. And if he mixes with third class devotee, how is he fit for living in Radha Kund? There is no difference between Radha Kund and Srimati Radhani. So how you can jump over Radha or Radha Kund and Radharani is not different. How you can enjoy Radha Kund by swimming? You cannot touch. You cannot touch with your feet even Radha Kund. You can take little water and keep it on the head. That is respectful to Radha Kund. So when he saw things are going on like that, he forbade his disciples to swim or sport in Radha Kund. And he mentioned that ultimately this will develop Sahajyaism. Sahajyaism means a kind of level where we kind of try to imitate very advanced level, though we are at a very neophyte platform. But we imitate that, as if we are getting these ecstatic symptoms. The hairs are standing on end, our voice is being choked, the tears are rolling down our eyes, right? And we try to imitate those advanced symptoms. And that is called Sahajaism. So similarly, in that Sahajaism mood, uh, devotees who are not that advanced would also like to go and jump in Radha Kund, which Srila Prabhupada forbade. So, so Radha Kund should be respected as Radharani herself. That is Radha Kund consciousness. Right? That is Radha Kund consciousness, and that's very important. Okay, are there any questions or discussions on this topic? That kind of completes. Jai, Amritananda Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my
Please
obeisance
accept
of
my
Bhakti
congratulations,
Srila
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada. So sorry I had to join late, Prabhu. There's a road emergency. So waiting for the tow truck. Anyway,
Oh,
I was able to, Sachirani and I have joined halfway. So first thing, Prabhu, if you can post the presentation, it will be really helpful to go through it.
sure.
A lot of information. And a couple of questions, Prabhu. Like Sameshwar Prabhu, what he does is he gives this yatra, and very nice, Govardhan and Barsana, different places. Now, yesterday or day before, I think there was one bhajan of Radharani, and it is by a very famous Vaishnav from Barsana. You may be knowing him, Ramesh Babaji. So, Ramesh Babaji is, and I know many of our ISKCON gurus have very good friendly relations and high respect for him. He's a local Brajvasi from there. So he has written on bhajan, Prabhu. Now there are certain bhajans or tunes, like a standard Prabhupada singing Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Personally for me, these particular tunes and bhajan, how do you say, it touches the heart in a deeper way. So I was just trying, and the instruction also we have is Prabhupada has given that you should only listen to the Acharya's bhajans.
Yep.
And some of these bhajans also are ISKCON adopts it. Like in that video presentation itself, which is an ISKCON presentation, this bhajan was there. So I'm trying to understand, how do we, for the risk of becoming Sergia or whatever, that is one question. And how do we understand, other Sampradaya Vaishnavas and their bhajans or writing or whatever?
Yeah.
How should we handle that? That's my first question.
Yeah. Sampradaya Vinate Mantrata Nishvala Mataha. If the mantra, the bhajan is not coming in proper sampradaya, Nishvala Mata, it does not give you the maximum benefit by singing that bhajan or by entering into the mood of that bhajan. Right. So that's one thing. Okay, there may be different bhajans from different sampradayas, and we don't want to have to be disrespectful that that's not good. No. But as far as our adaptation is concerned, we should adapt those bhajans which are sung in our sampradaya by our acharyas. So that's one thing. Now, okay, there may be different, including our ISKCON temples. There may be ISKCON temples who may have sung here and there some bhajans like that, right, from other sampradaya. But that's not a norm which Srila Prabhupada wanted.
Okay.
That's not a norm. So just because, just like as you were mentioning about the Kirtan standard book, many things over a period of time gets introduced into the society which had no bearing with uh, how Srila Prabhupada introduced it,
Mm,
right? Um, Many bhajans like Narottam Das Thakur sang this bhajan, Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha, right?
mm,
But Mahaprabhu, when he sang that, he just sang the first and the third line. He did not sing the entire bhajan. So when we sing that in the Aarti, only the first and third line is a standard. Well, Srila Prabhupada sang that in the Aarti. Hariharaya Nama, Krishna Yadavaya Nama, Gopala Govindaram, Sri Madhusudan. Not like, okay, we start like, it's Echai, Guchai, the entire 9 yards of that bhajan.
mm,
Right? So certain standards which are established has to be followed. Otherwise, slowly and slowly, dilution will take place. Right? Somebody chanting Narsingha Arti, right, at our, no, even including our temple, you know, they feel that it's a norm. That, oh, now I chant Jai Narsingha Dev, Jai Narsingha Dev, Jai Narsingha Dev, Jai Narsingha Dev, Jai Prahlad Maharaj, Jai Prahlad Maharaj. Then it's an end, but they forget that because they have heard it from somewhere else. They will then say, oh, Jai Prabhupada. Then they will say, oh, Jai Gurudev. No, so all those are just additions which are not needed,
mm,
right? And that's where, no, yes, so those things are important. Otherwise, things can go in dilution, and no, and that's how, no, even the importance of Radhakund goes in dilution, where, no, it's such an advanced place, but then people just go dive, swim, this, that, and no, and Srila Prabhupada was so upset about it that he completely forbade. No, I don't want any of my disciples go there and even take bath in Radhakund. Now here he is translating a purport. He's writing a purport on these particular words and he's mentioning about the importance of taking bath in Radhakund, but in proper mood, proper consciousness.
mm,
Right. So if you forget that essence of an activity, then we enter in a wrong mood and it becomes Sahajaism. So that's what I know. It's on this particular verse itself I was reading today, and as I was seeing that, so many things Prabhupada back and forth was arguing with Tamal Krishna Maharaj and Rameshwar Prabhu, and how this Sahajaism will, this entire Gopi Bhav will start developing even in ISKCON, where
mm,
people will want to go completely directly jump to the highest topics without going out for Sankirtan, without doing the proper pitching, without book distribution, without doing any service. Immediately, oh no, I want to jump into this verse talks about staying at Radhakund. I want to buy a house near Radhakund. Right? Vrindavan is not a place for grahasthas to increase their grahastha life. Vrindavan is a place for renunciation. Right? It's a place for renunciation, for no, advancing in our spiritual life and at a more mature stage of advancement. Not that, oh, now I'm married and I'm attracted to stay at the Raj. I will go and stay in Vrindavan or Radhakund and procreate and have children. No, that's not the place is meant for. Right? Um, and now Mahaprabhu, when he sent Jagadananda Pandit uh, to Raj, he said, oh, don't see left, don't see right, just go there and take shelter of Sanatana Goswami. Don't make friends with the Vrajvasis, don't make enmity with Vrajvasis because you won't understand their mood. Right? So all those things are very, very important for us to. really, be careful about it.
Yeah,
Is that okay, Amitabh?
yeah. Thanks. Thanks. If no one has a question, I can ask the second one, Prabhu.
Go ahead.
So I had written to you earlier the gopis and internal energy.
Yes.
So are they Nitya Siddhas or are they expansion, the Ashtasakis, and then
Mhm.
the rest of the gopis?
Yeah, they are the Nitya Siddhas, most advanced, deputed souls who are uh, eternal associates of Srimati Radharani. The
Okay.
eternal associates of Srimati Radharani.
So they're not the internal energy of Krishna.
Well, the internal energy of Krishna, as we saw about Sandhini, Sambit, and Ladini, that
Correct.
Ladini Shakti is Srimati Radharani.
Correct.
Right. So that's the internal energy of Krishna.
But not the rest of the gopis. Only
The rest of
Radharani
the
is
gopis
the
are, well,
Radhini.
they're quite advanced, so but they're close associates of Srimati Radharani.
Got it. Okay, Prabhu. And if you can, if we can have, we did that Vaishnav etiquette training some time back.
Yeah.
If we can have training or some kind of a program
Okay.
on all these other things where you can be staying true to Prabhupada's thing and not get diluted, because many of us, and I know I myself, unknowingly, and you think that, oh, this is also senior Vaishnav and you follow it.
Yeah.
So that if it'll, I think it'll bring a lot of clarity.
Yeah, we will. Again, we had one session. We will again have another session soon.
Yeah,
Probably in January time frame.
yeah,
And now, winter time is a good time to have these sessions because, as such, no, there are not no much bigger festivals where we'll become busy and a lot of visitors. It's better that internally uh, we can churn and boil
yeah.
over the milk of devotion more. Yeah.
Thanks.
Same Sachidani Mataji has some question. Go ahead, Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat. Congratulations, Prabhupada. My question, Prabhuji, is about when I know I've read and heard from senior Vaishnavas that when in front of the deities, you don't offer obeisances to anyone. Like,
Mm.
let's say if a Maharaj comes into the temple room, we are sitting there and a Maharaj walks in. So,
Mm.
do we or do we not offer our obeisances? What is the protocol?
Very good question. So, just like when we enter, we offer obeisances to everybody to begin with, right? Means as soon as we enter the temple, it's meant no much etiquette is that we offer the obeisances to all of the assembled devotees there.
Correct.
Then we offer our obeisances to Srila Prabhupada and then to the deities.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when a senior devotee comes, right, no, means, like especially sannyasis is also mentioned in shastras that no, means as soon as you see a sannyasi, you should fall. Just like even these words, we saw that Raghunath Das Goswami is offering. I mean, it's not just oh Radhakund is there, let me jump in Radhakund. No, he's offering thousands of obeisances to all the Vaishnavas who come there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So obeisances has to be offered. Now, same way, no, means this thing is there that in front of the deities, so that deities are not minimized. We should be careful that obeisance is offered in such a way that we don't face our back to the deities, don't face our feet towards the deities,
Correct.
and
Okay.
when they are more on the especially in our temple, there's more space on left side or the right side, right, where we offer obeisance is there, so that it does not become more in front of the deities.
Okay. So we can offer it basically as long
Yeah.
as, okay, got it.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
you're welcome. Any other questions?
Actually, yeah, I do have one. I may.
Okay, go ahead, Mataji.
So I was reading in Srimad Bhagavatam today about how Mother Sati, because her father Daksha insulted Lord Shiva, her husband,
Mm,
how she wants to leave her body, right? And she leaves her body.
yeah,
So my question is, Daksha was no ordinary person, right? I mean, if I can call him.
yeah.
But still, how does he make such a grave mistake? Is it
Hmm.
just all these are just again enactments for us to learn from it, or?
Yeah, good question. Manish. So he's a Prajapati, Daksha Prajapati. That's why his name is a progenitor. Now we see that no, it's, uh, at times these Prajapatis or nomads or even like nomads, we see Lord Indra and at times has been shown as committing grave offenses.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So through them, definitely we get a lesson that oh, nomads at any point we cannot be in our comfort zone that oh, I'm very advanced devotee and I won't fall down. And we be always be careful to learn uh, from this advanced devotees' actions and how they also showed us repentance, right? Normans, Lord Indra, Normans, after Govardhan Lila, he showed repentance when he found out how what a grave offense he committed,
Mm.
right? And similarly, Daksha Prajapati, he could not tolerate Lord Shiva and so, all his the way his demeanor was, and he's now my son-in-law. He could not tolerate that, and Nomas was committing offenses, and ultimately, his head was chopped off, and then was given a head transplant, so to say,
Mm.
to keep him going. So ultimately, from this we learn that Vaishnava Aparadh, especially to
Mm.
the level of Lord Shiva, can bring such a big calamity in our life. Now, in Daksha Prajapati's life, brought us such a big calamity. His most beloved daughter, Sati, gave up her life. All right.
Correct.
He lost his head, the Sati gave up her life. So, that all came from Vaishnava Aparadh. Especially, and that also not an ordinary Vaishnava. Vaishnava Nam Yata Sambhu, the topmost Vaishnava,
Mm. Mm.
Shiva, right? So from our side, we should learn. That means all these are there in Srimad Bhagavatam for us to learn from those pastimes of the Supreme Lord. That at any time in devotional service, we cannot take things casually. Is that all right?
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussions before we go to Damodarastakam prayers? Let me see if I can pull up Damodarastakam prayers from somewhere. Give me some time. 1 minute. to come. Oh. No. Yeah. Yep. So can chant. Namamiswaram Satchit Anandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam
Namamishwaram
Ram
Satchidanandarupam
Sachidanandrupam
Lasat
Lasat
Kundalam
Kundalam Gokul
Gokule Brajamanam
Brajamanam
Yasudabeyalukaladavamana Param Ristam Atyantato Dutya Gopya
Yashoda
Yashodabeyalukaladavamana Param Ristam Atyantato Dutya Gopya Rudantamoho netra yugmam nijantam karambuja yugmena satanka netram muhuswasakam patri rekanka kanta
Kakanta Stita Graivam Damodaram
damodaram bhaktipadam Rudantamoho netram yugmam nijantam Karambuja yugmena satanka netram
Rudantam
Muhusvatakam patri rekhanka kanta Sita grevam damodaram bhakti badam. Oh, let's chant together. That's the better way, yeah? Iti dvakswali labhi ananda
Virananda
kunde
Kunde
Swagocham
Swagocham
nimajantam akyapayantam
Nimajantam
Tadiyesu bhaktai
Tadiyesu
jitatvam
Bhaktajitatvam
Una
Una
prematastam
Prematastam
satta viti
Sattvavriti
bande Varam deva
Deva
moksham va
moksham
moksha
Moksham
vadimva
vadimva
Nachanyam
Nachanyam
Vrineham
vrineham
Nishyanam
hare
Vishadamiha
sharamina
Shadamiha
Idam
Idam
Deva
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 Purnata
purnata
Gopala
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 Balam
balam
Sada
Sada
Brahmanasya
Brahmanasya
Virashtam
Sadadevasari
Vikimanyai
Rashtratimanyai
Idam te
Idam
mukham
te mukham
bhojam
bhojam
atyanta
atyanta
nilai
nile
Vritam
Vitam
kungalai
Uttamkulalai
snigdha
snigdha
ratrai cha
ratrasya
gopya
gopya
Muhushchumbitam bimba
Muhurshritam
raktadharam me
bimbaraktadarambe
Manasa
Manasa
virastam alam
Manasavirasamanalam
lakshalabhyai
lakshalabe
Namo
Namo
Devo
Deva
Damodar Ananta
Damodarananta
Vishnu
Vishnu
Prasida Prabho
Prasida
Dukha
Prabho Dukha
Jalabhimanam
Jaladhimagnam
Kripa Drishti
Kripa Drishti
Vyati Dinam
Vrishtyati
Bhatano
Dinam Vatano
Griha Nishama Agyam
Grihanishamadyam
Adhyakshideshai
Vidyashideshe
Kuveratma Jaubhadra Murtya Vyatra
Vajravata
Tvaya Muchita Bhakti Bhajau Kritascha Tata Prema
Tata
Bhaktin
prema bhaktin
Swakame
swakam
Prayacha
viprayacha
Namo Kshegra
Namo
Nyastu
kshetrahome
Damodareha
damodareha
Namaste Sudame
Namaste
Surat
sudame
Dame
suratvirtidame
Tvadiya Daraya
Yodaraya
Savishwasya Dame
vishwasya dhamne
Namo
Namo
Radhikaya Tvadiya
radhikaya tvaya
Priyaya
priyaya
Namo
Namo
Nanda
Nanda
Lilaya
Lilaya
Devaya Tubhya
Devaya Tubhyam
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare
Hare.
Hare. Let's see the translation. Go ahead.
To the Supreme Controller, who possesses an eternal form of blissful knowledge, whose glistering earrings swing to and fro, who manifested himself in Gokula, who stole the butter that the gopis kept hanging from the rafters of their storerooms, and who then quickly jumped up and ran in retreat in fear of Mother Yashoda, but was ultimately caught. To that Supreme Lord Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna.
Upon seeing his mother's whipping stick, he cried and rubbed his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes were fearful and his breathing quick, and as Mother Yashoda bound his belly with ropes, he shivered in fright and his pearl necklace shook. To this Supreme Lord Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances.
Those super excellent pastimes of Lord Krishna's babyhood found the inhabitants of Gokul in pools of ecstasy. To the devotees who are attracted only to his majestic aspect of Narayana and Vaikuntha, the Lord herein reveals, I am conquered and overwhelmed by pure loving devotion. To the Supreme Lord Damodara, my obeisances hundreds and hundreds of times.
We have 9 people, so
O Lord, although you are able to give all kind of benedictions, I do not pray to you for liberation, nor the eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor my any other boon. My only prayer is that is your childhood pastime may consistently appear in my mind. O Lord, I do not even want to know your future of
Paramatma.
Paramatma. I simply wish that your childhood's pastime may ever be enacted in my heart.
O Lord, the cheeks of your blackish lotus face, which is encircled by locks of curling hair, have become reddened like bimba fruits due to Mother Yashoda's kisses. What more can I describe than this? Millions of opulences are of no use to me, but may this vision constantly remain in my mind. Jai Shri Radha Damodar.
Yeah. Volunteer for the 6th. Who didn't speak before?
One is reading, I can read, Prabhu.
No, I can read. No, sir. O unlimited Vishnu, O Master, O Lord, be pleased upon me. I am drowning in an ocean of sorrow, and I am almost like a dead man. Please shower the rain of mercy on me. Uplift me and protect me with your nectarian vision. Verse 7.
O Lord Damodara, in your form as a baby Mother Yashoda bound you to a grinding stone with a rope for tying cows. You then freed the sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nalakuvera, who were cursed to stand as trees, and you gave them the chance to become your devotees. Please bless me in this same way. I have no desire for liberation to your effulgence.
Go ahead, Amitabh.
O Lord, the entire universe was created by Lord Brahma, who was born from your abdomen, which was bound with a rope by Mother Yashoda. To this rope I offer my humble obeisances. I offer my obeisances to your most beloved Srimati Radharani and to your unlimited pastimes. Hare Krishna, Hare Damodar Ji ki jai.
Damodar ki jai. Damodar ki
Jai.
jai. Thank you very
Jai.
much for joining. Hare Hari. Hare Krishna. Mancha kalpatarubhayasya kripa sindhu.
Patinaam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Vaishnavinda ki jai.
Jai.
Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.